1, 2, 3. Through that gap there, we can see the blue sky. Last climb. Let's go. Fucking good. Sure? Sure, 10 minutes? You sure? Huh? That's 2 more battles.
Alles gut. Sehr lang. Bye. I like the
It's just like it's just not the way you want these things to end, right?
3.5 years of living.
$10K's in, 5 more K till checkpoint number 2, 1 more K till halfway. Couple of K's to go, baby. I can see the lake.
How do we look? Day 1 of the Transalpine. We'd arrived the night before, got to Munich, drove into Garmisch, which was the start town, and gone through the formalities. Official race kind of set up, signed the papers, got our picture taken, got an early night, and prepared our bags for what was going to be the start of this race. It's the first time for me, myself personally, where I could unplug from everyday life, work and family and everything I'd done back home, and really just focus in on what was going to be the next 7 days of our existence. The biggest concern on day 1 was the extensive kit list that we'd been given and the formalities to make sure that we weren't going to get any penalties. So it was a bit of a concern just knowing how much we actually needed to take versus how much was advised to take. And that was a key reason why we decided to get there early, as well as the anticipation and excitement to get started. As we headed into those start pens, there was 3 types of people. The serious runners that wanted to get to the front, the people that were kind of serious, and the people that were meandering at the back. Naturally for us, we wanted to be at the front. That was where the excitement was, that's where the energy was. And I wanted to be part of that energy, I really wanted to be part of that environment. So we made sure we kind of jostled our way into that. And it was just all about excitement. The final checks of our watches, the tracking features, making sure we had everything on us that we needed. And we knew it was going to be about a 5K run to the foot of the mountain where the real kind of race would start and the real tough work would start. Sun was coming up, about 27 degrees we were expecting on that day, so we were in tank tops. It was going to be a hot day. It was our first day, the bodies were well rested, and like I said, just pure excitement to plug in for what was going to be the next 7 days.
We are just over 7K's in. First 5 and a bit was pretty much road running to the foot of the first mountain, and now we're into probably a K and a bit into a climb. It's the first time we've been able to jog since hitting the mountain. Poles are out, scenes are great, morale's high, 7 and a bit in. Let's go. Oh. Beat that some. Okay, we're back moving. 9.3K's in. It's been a lovely little trail so far. Those checkpoints at 11 and a bit K, and the cut-off is 2 hours 30. I think we'll get there at about 1 hour 30, so plenty of time to spare. Good first leg. We'll catch up when we get there. Nice.
How we doing, boys?
Lovely work. You going running clock then?
I think maybe not after this. Lovely.
Yeah?
It's all fun so far. It's one tough climb, but yeah, it's in the shade most of the way. Very nice.
12 Ks were like road running to the foot of the mountain.
Nice.
And then we had like a 3K like hike up, poles came out. And then like a 2K kind of descent back into here.
Nice. How's the heart rate?
Really good. It was sitting like 115, 120 on the climb up. Yeah, feels good. We've gone.
Let's go.
Right, see you in a bit.
Let's get it, boy.
You good?
Yeah, man.
How was it getting to here?
Easy.
Nice.
Let's go, boys.
See you in a bit. Okay, we are just over 13k in. We've been pretty much climbing up since the checkpoint 11k. Saw the boys. We're poles out hiking. I think it's a fair bit of this now for the next few hours. Beautiful at the foot of these big mountains, but very monotonous. Check this out. K's in. Chad rolled his ankle pretty bad, so I slowed a little bit just to let him get over that. Hopefully get some strapping when we get to this next aid station. Here come the boys. Majestic. Nice, Chenzo. Nice, Milo. Yo. Fucking Chad. Chad fucking rolled his ankle. Good?
Which way did you go?
Can't remember. Good, there's a lot of climbing. Good.
Where's it sore?
That way.
Relax.
Yeah. Not so bad. Not so bad.
So it went this way. What's the situation with Chad?
Mate, he was literally right in front of me. We were on just a flat. But I think he just looked up for a little bit too long. And I was looking down, so I was watching his feet. And just his ankle just fucking rolled over and he's decked it hard. It was fucking annoying because we were about 16 k's into a 270k race. This made the downhills pretty tough for him, I think. And I think it's just a case of just his head getting back in the game because he's pretty pissed off. But once his head's back in the game, I think it'll be sweet. Right, as soon as he's up, we're going to bounce.
Angry.
Frustrated. You good?
I was literally thinking how nice it was. I was coming down a downhill and a rock just popped out the floor.
Time the reminder, eh?
Wasn't there when I was running down, but
All good?
Very good.
Nice. Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
We just joined a wedding party as well to get us
lovely.
our way up here.
Lovely.
oh yeah.
Right, you boys can't get to the next one, eh?
We're going to struggle, I think.
All right.
So we're going to try and get to fourth.
Fine.
And then I'm going to try and get ice box and things like that for
Nice.
tonight.
See you there.
Walk on.
Yeah, that's good.
Bad. Yeah. You can wrap your whole foot in that. I'll send you a video of how to do it.
Right.
But you'll be sweet. No
Cheers, boys.
Let's go.
Okay, 22 k's down. Chad's just about hanging in there. Head's gone. Not what you need. 16 k's into a 7-day ultra race. He's got some strapping from Morel at stage 2. He's taking some Cocodamol. So hopefully we're going to be good. We're halfway for stage 1. So we're into the helmet section. Pick up Black Box, our helmet sponsor. It's a bit backed up at the moment. We've basically got to hold onto a rope and move through this little gully. I'm not sure one of us spoke to you, but the climb to the top of the peak was fucking gnarly. I think you may have seen people blowing horns and pom-poms and shit. It was a nice surprise, but fuck, that was a big climb. But the other side of that, I think you may have seen the view down. That was new. Fucking slipping rocks. Must have felt like about an hour, maybe 90 minutes of just fucking trudging down that. So knees and ankles are feeling it. But we are almost 37 k's in. The last aid station's at 37.5. And then it's a cruise into the Austrian town where we're staying tonight. So most of the work's done. 6 and a bit left. The boys are holding up okay. It's been tough. The sun has been really hot as well, which has meant that we've been taking way more fluid than maybe we anticipated, so we're having to use it sparingly in between aid stations. But I'll check in with you hopefully one more time. 26.5 k's in. Sorry, it's 27.6 k's in. We're about 300 meters from the third checkpoint, the third of 4 checkpoints. Milo just slightly ahead of Chad and Jens. Chad's not in the best of ways with his ankle, and now his fucking legs are cramping. Fuck's sake. But this, my friends, that's what we came for. Look at that.
Thanks, but some emotions. Left hip, no, right hip, left calf, right ankle. It's getting tight, but the heat is the main thing.
Almost there, brother. See you in an hour. It takes us about, it takes us about 55 minutes to get there, so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Chad, you good? I don't know if good is a word though. Chad's usually chief morale officer, but I left it at mile 16 or K16. You boys are fucking standing up. Some life face, Sammy boy.
Shame we couldn't catch her on the last one. What was that view like up there?
Unreal.
Really?
View's the banger.
Oh, is that a lake? What would you say it is?
Here's a lake.
Die vorersten Mal dabei. Auf Platz 4 die Senior Master Mixed und dahinter 4
Good? Oh, fucking hot. One down, 6 to go, baby. I think Jenzo and Milo are just behind now.
Claudia Stute, Berge im Kopf. Und ich glaube heute auch in den Beinen. Sehr gut, Claudia.
Sehr gut, Claudia.
Das ist
about 20k in. It's about 30 degrees out here. It's like Barbados. Oh, it's like Barbados.
I think as we're coming down to finish day one, the realisation probably set in. We were well over 45 Ks, a lot of heat on that day. Boys were suffering with a lot of cramp. Charlie had done his ankle. It kind of felt like day one was enough of a challenge. You could go home to your family and feel as though you'd had a really tough physical challenge. But equally, it was just a warm-up, and it was exciting to know it's a warm-up for what was to come. Another note to myself to go, like, you're in this now. Like, it's time to really kind of switch on.
What's the temp saying?
Very cold.
Very cold.
Very cold.
Is it?
Would you expect a heat pool, did you?
No.
Don't talk to chat. We're in the mountains of Austria, bro.
Very short lake.
I just can't get down there.
I can beat up further, I'll come back.
Definitely got the smallest cock in the Alps now.
I'd take one more step forwards.
Day two was set to be a shorter day. It was basically a climb up and a climb back down. And so we thought it was going to be a shorter day. The checkpoints were shorter. The start and finish time was condensed. And I think we probably went into it really confident. It was going to be a short day. We'd be down in time for a good lunch, and then we'd get on with getting ready for day three. Myself personally, on day one, I realised that the heat was really going to affect someone like myself who sweats a lot, and I need to take on a lot of fluids. On day one, I didn't take a reservoir pack with me on the backpack. I just took 2 500 millilitres on the front. And I got taught a lesson that wasn't going to be enough for me, particularly when some of the climbs were 2 hours long and the heat's, the sun's high in the sky. There wasn't enough fluids. But going into day two, I had a conversation with Miles, and Miles said, it's only 30k. I'm not taking a reservoir. And I don't know why, but I was like, okay, I don't need a reservoir. And the idea of traveling with a lighter pack outweighed making sure I had enough hydration for someone who sweated a lot. And as soon as day two started, it was a 10k climb straight off the bat in the heat.
Okay, we're away. Just over 2k's in. As usual, when everyone sets off, is a little bit congested. But we're finding our flow now. About 6-minute Ks. Bit of road running, I'm guessing, to the foot of this next mountain. And then we'll begin our climb. Milo's looking strong. The boys are somewhere back there. But we'll wait up for them as we hit the mountain. See you in a bit. Good. Just the fucking 11.5k climb. You good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good on my friend. Very much. Yeah. You strapping on?
Gender?
No. Expert opinion, how are the boys? Thanks for asking now.
Sorry.
Very good, actually. They're enjoying this part of the race. They said it was very beautiful coming up the hill. As I'm sure you'll have seen on the shots, it's pretty spectacular. Charlie's holding up well. He said he was pretty stiff and sore to begin with, and then it's just eased into it, which is exactly as I'd hoped. And the little bit of pain relief that he's using is coming in useful. Ollie's in great spirits, looks strong, same for Miles, same for Genzo really. Genzo's sort of sweating quite heavily, but he's keeping his fluid intake really high, and I think Liam's nutrition plan is right on point, and the boys are looking really strong, to be honest.
Yes, Sam.
Let's go, Genzo.
Fuck me, bro.
You look strong, brother.
It's fucking hard work, man.
Come on.
Not sure how far Charlie is behind.
Okay. How are we feeling?
You're right. Should have had the lesson yesterday with the hydration.
No.
Nah, carrying 1 litre between checkpoints, and that was almost 3 hours between checkpoints, and I sweat like a cat, bitch.
Feel okay, body wise?
Yeah. Yeah, feel a bit of day 2, but feel it more for Chad.
Struggling.
So Chad had struggled a lot on the decline on day 2. Just as I said, it was an up and down, and that was no good for people with 2 ankles, let alone just 1. So I remember that kind of middle section of the race being quite tough to try and get our pacing right. Charlie was moving quite slow at times and faster at others, and I was trying to find my own natural rhythm. Same with Miles and Jens. But as we came towards the last bit of that race, Charlie began to pick up his speed. Miles and Jens had got quite far ahead at this point, but we managed to kind of catch them up naturally with the pace that we were running at. Came down into Imst, I think was the name of the town, and we actually had managed to beat the support teams at the finish line.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought it would be the same as that first descent down to the checkpoint. I thought it was technical, but it was chilled.
Feel alright?
Yeah, it was like literally the perfect last 8k track for running. So Chad was able to hit a decent pace. I mean, we hit a fucking great pace. It felt lovely. It's probably the only, bar the first 6k up the hill, that was probably the only bit of running I felt like I did.
He was literally kicking up dust, and I was just chasing a dust cloud. It was just.
I mean, it's fair, Chad, you were fucking flying as well.
I mean, it just felt like there was wasn't anything to be scared of.
Yeah. Good day.
Spirits were really high. The weather was beginning to turn now. It had been hot for the best part of 2 days, and it was beginning to turn. And this is the first time at the end of the race we decided that McDonald's was our first port of call. Went straight to McDonald's, got on some fuel, and then went back to our accommodation. It was the same accommodation that we had the night before, and same practice. Get some treatment from Alex, those that needed it. Chill out, get some more fuel on board. And just try and de-stress. Like the body was in a very heightened state of arousal a lot of the time. That was very evident with our resting heart rates and our breathing rates. It was something I was beginning to learn, that like trying to down-regulate was becoming harder and harder, even after just 2 days. I think every day you get to the start line, 15% less of the man you were the day before. Just naturally, sleep's getting tougher. Body's feeling a little bit more beat up. On day 3, we had to start the race at 6 a.m. due to weather conditions. And so it was an hour earlier wake up, get to the start line, it was still dark, it was now raining. And so the night before we'd bought a couple of extra layers. And this is where the game began to change. Like, it was no longer sunshine and rainbows, it was going to get progressively worse throughout the week. And today's elements were going to be rain.
There's like a pocket right here. Yeah, it's got.
It's 3.5 years I'm living there, I'm living in Greece.
Got to the start line and they held us inside for this so that we didn't get too wet, but it was head torches on, a very different atmosphere. Like I said, energy was slightly lower, it was dark, it was grungy. It was a cool environment to be a part of, but it's certainly very different to to day 1 and that experience. And we were right at the foot of the mountain now, so it was hard work from the get-go.
Okay, start line, stage 3, 6 a.m. start. We have 46 k's to run, about 3,000 meters of elevation.
Und wir starten das Raumschiff gleich. Das Raumschiff.
Let's go. Mañana. Warmed up. Look at this mountain. into the clouds. You good?
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Might have to dig a little bit. What do you want, snacks?
Snickers. Stop. That is fucking hot. Sorry, bad language.
Well, no? How are you doing? Good. Yeah. Just got cold. My hands were like white. I think here down. Actually, there's no one here.
You alright? That fish, eh?
No, tomato.
Tomato paste?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite good.
Some hot water in this manner.
Want a hot chocolate? Yes. Tell me about it. You want about it?
Just
No. Still, they won't think of this. Let's go, boy.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Good on that.
Huh? Coffee, no chocolate. Fucking gold, eh? We broke the back a bit or what?
This is downhill.
How's that view?
Yeah.
Had to stop for the view. Morale's high after the checkpoint. Yeah, the boys. Come on! We've definitely broke the back of this little bitch. Hello. We are just over 27 k's in on the descent. First proper descent down into the town where checkpoint number 3 is. And then we've got one final climb up over a mountain. One final checkpoint after that, checkpoint number 4 on the descent. So when we get to this next checkpoint at 31 k's, we'll have about 15 and a half left. The weather down here is much better. Gloves are off, jackets are off, morale's high. How's it these motherfuckers? Okay, we are 8 hours in. 8 hours in, 37 k's. Probably underestimated that climb. It's been a head down situation. Chipping away in the pain cave. At 9 k's left. Almost at the top of peak number 2.
Chad, I dare you to milk it.
Here we are. 45 k's in. 1.5 to go. We're down into C.
Stay.
How do you spell it, pronounce?
Stay.
Stay. Boys are looking strong. That's stage 3 done. See you at the finish line.
Come on.
Yeah, baby.
I followed some guy who went the wrong way.
Chilling, you will. Got another guess at the cereal.
I followed a guy down the wrong way. Oh, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was nice.
Good.
I've got the hang of a little flow through the woods on my poles now, so. And then I'm able to, on the roads, I'm able to run more on my forefoot and my cadence pick up.
I remember the day 3 race being absolutely miserable, beating down with rain, long climbs, not visibility being really poor, and so for large portions of that run, just like I wasn't enjoying myself. And so when the finish line got closer, we were actually together as the 4 of us. I just remember putting my arm up in the air, just like I feel as though we'd got over a bit of a, figuratively, a bit of a mountain. Day 3 was set to be a really long day, and so in the build up to the race, it was the day that I'd pinpointed as being like breaking the other side of it. We weren't quite halfway yet, but for me it was a bit of it was a moment that I was waiting for, because I felt like I cracked a bit of this beast. And so finishing day 3, I remember pure exhaustion mixed with elation that I beat a day that was like, the elements were terrible for me.
I was dancing with the fucking devil.
The routine was now what the routine was going to be, and it was about making sure that we were ruthless with that, getting the fuel on and not missing a beat. But this is where I think a couple of the boys began to relax a little bit on it. And by relax, it's very tough to eat when you're not hungry. It's very tough to try and sleep when your body's telling you, it won't let you sleep. It's very tough to drink when you're not thirsty. And so the discipline becomes tough. And I think that's where, for some of the boys, they were giving it their best efforts, but they were going to break down in the next 24 hours, 48 hours if they weren't able to like just hold the standard we had on day one. Day 4 was a tough day for morale. For 9 months prior, even though we were running as 2 pairs, it had been the 4 of us taking on this challenge, and I think this was the first day that as a team we'd fragmented. More so because different people were breaking down at different points, and as I say, we were all fighting our own battles at that stage. Miles has had a really tough day. Probably was a little bit ill-equipped in terms of the kit he was wearing for the elements that we were facing. I think underfueled from a nutrition standpoint, underhydrated as well. And like I said, he was just ill by this point, so trying to get that fuel inside him was tough, and he wasn't able to, and he paid the price.
I don't know what, but I'm fucking hurting everywhere. My foot hurts. I want my mum. Just got to get 39k out of the way, and I'm one day closer to being with my mum. 41k.
Viel Spaß an dem Tag 6
Okay, good morning. We are 4.7 k's in, just stage 4. It's been a nice gradual climb. It's been quite wet, but the rain has began to stop just now. Boys are in good spirits. A few aches and pains, a few tight chests, but we're moving.
Take a picture. Enjoy it.
Just over halfway. It's been tough so far, all the elements. Snow at the top, we're about 2,200 meters up, or 2,300 meters up. It's been really tough on the boys, I think. I think the altitude's playing a bit of a part. Like I said, we've had every element. Snow, wind, rain. It's been fucking cold. I don't know where I am, so. Fuck, look at this.
Come with the other.
Oh yeah.
How beautiful is that?
Oh yeah. Good fucking work, boy.
Thanks, man. Yesterday's second climb, I was petrified. So today, looking at that one, I was like, let me have you. So just me versus me there.
Look at this. I've only got 5% battery left, but this might be the last you see of stage 4. We are
Let's keep it rolling then.
up in the mountains. It's been a fight today. I think Milo and Chad are feeling it. I think it's the altitude more than anything else. Looks like we've got a little bit left to go the other side of this. Checkpoint is coming up at 24k. We're at just shy of 21. See you in a bit.
Fuck yeah, Sammy. That's been some fucking morning, boy. I'm nearly lost. Tell you what, if you were in the van 3 hours ago by my side, I'd have jumped in the van and told everyone else to fuck off. Oh yeah.
You know, boy.
One step at a time, baby.
I think he has stuff with more clothes and stuff to eat.
Fucking gnarly. Fuck.
Get my water pack out the back.
Very cold. Very wet.
Cap's no, I'll take my
And
cap,
just
you can take that down.
Took a long time. I mean, we've not even done 25 k's and we've been going 6 and a bit hours. Morale in the camp was very low as well, so we were contending with that. Yeah, it was tough. I mean,
I've heard a couple of people who've done it before that are here saying that's the toughest bit of the whole race.
weirdly,
So
today is the best I've felt. I didn't know. I said that to Jens. I was like, didn't have any treatment, and my body feels great.
You were in the van about 3 hours ago, mate. I jumped in the van.
Yeah,
he said,
he was ready to throw the towel in.
just look down there. Can you imagine us getting the van up here?
I was thinking about
Saying that. Get the van up.
I was thinking about my Instagram post. What it would be, stage 4, DNF.
You know what I can think? Maybe your suitcase trying to find some warm clothes for you. Those hiking boots are fire. They're nice then.
Sockies.
Get them out.
I fucked it.
No, don't say that.
I did. Didn't pay attention to the nutrition yesterday. Didn't have a great night's sleep.
That's the paracetamol, right?
Got a nice chesty cough with Chad because we shared a milkshake. And then on the way up, just went hyperthermic and then bonked. So Magic Hans Morel's doing everything within his power to bring me back. Fucked it.
You haven't.
He was a little pussy of a little brother.
Hey man. Bro, some experience so far. Yesterday we had a second peak and I was petrified before we went up. Today, the second peak, you could see it and it was so big. But instead of thinking, oh shit, I was like, let's have you. So it was a proper challenge, felt good, feeling good. But this is a team sport and me and Milo are working hard together to get over the line. And that's what we're here for. Let's go.
Don't let anyone tell you Jens Robinson isn't ready for an ultra. The fucking goat here today.
He's picking up. Thank you, James.
You got the hat on?
It smooths up there.
Legends.
Guys are legends.
Thank you for everything.
See you at the end.
See you at the end. Or pick me up off the mountainside. No.
Filming on the iPhone. Chad's up ahead. Into the back half of stage 4. One final climb. Snow at the top of the mountains. So I'm on my phone now because the DJI ran out of battery. We're almost at 29 k's in. Me and Chad are on our own now because Jens and Milo had to take a little bit longer at that aid station. Milo's not in a good way. I think a bit of altitude, lack of fueling, lack of hydration has taken its toll. But no doubt he will be catching a second wind after that aid station. We are 7 hours 30 in, so this is a big day.
Light work, baby. Light work. Arms out. Car.
The car. You feeling big boy?
It's allowed to be nearly done, to be honest. For today, yeah. Need me some sleep. Fuck, it feels good to run. fell a good few times on the way down there, yeah.
That's something I wish I'd have seen on.
Oh, mate. So did he. Very wet, very slippy. Very downhill.
How's this for views though?
Yeah. Not bad, is it? The views aren't bad either.
This is where the boys come into their own. 6.5 Ks to go. Mixture of flats and slight inclines. This is where we're strong, Chad.
Where we're strong. Keep us on the road, oh.
Stay on the roads, stay on the flats.
Don't sign up to fucking mountain marathons.
It's just like Hertfordshire. We're here, last 500. Moving cruisy, taking names.
When we finished that race, for myself and Charlie, the sun, strangely, was actually up in the sky. So I remember chilling in a deck chair. We had some ice cream at the finish line. And when Miles and Jens came in, you could see that that day had taken a lot out of Miles. But I also think that he'd faced the devil that day, and I knew that day 5 and 6, I think he'd gone to a place that had given him a little bit more confidence that he is who he said he is. So looking back, and in hindsight, the last hour of day 4, in fact the last couple of hours of day 4, there was a really tough descent off the mountain until we hit the tarmac, and then there was about 5k of tarmac to finish the race. And I pushed Charlie quite hard when we got to that tarmac, and we ran it quite fast. And I think now, knowing how day 5 was going to play out, probably shouldn't have pushed him maybe that hard. We'd all been, I'd referenced this illness, we'd all kind of had the illness at varying levels. And so it was there kind of nagging away at all of us, just, like I say, sapping a little bit of our energy. And I think for him, that was the thing, that was probably the turning point of taking him over the edge. So we get to the start line on day 5. And like I said, that 10 to 15% of your energy is gone again. It starts to feel a bit more like 20%. You're not communicating with the guys. Everyone actually in the race, over 200-300 people now dropped out. And so the environment, the energy was down. And you think about day 5 of a 7-day race, there's not really much to get excited about on day 5. It's one of those days, it's a formality, but that's kind of all it is. So we get into the starting pen, and I remember Alex saying to me, keep an eye on Chad. And it came a bit as a surprise, because I had no prior warning that he was feeling any different to how kind of we were all feeling. And in usual fashion, I'd take off probably a little bit quicker than most of the other boys, but we'd be kind of in and around each other, kind of in this like diamond formation. So you kind of knew if you looked left or right and behind you, all the 4 boys would be there. The checkpoint had never been a concern for us. Like, we began to realize how long a hike would take us, what 10k would take us on a flat, on a downhill, and we were always making those checkpoints with plenty of time to go. It had never been a concern. And now it was a mixture between climbing and jogging, but even on the jogging, he was reduced to walking. And again, this was the first time that had happened. Like on the flats, you always ran. And then you start to look at the clock a little bit, and you're like, if we're not now running on the flats, which is what the organisers would have based these time caps off, all of a sudden, you're not just in a 7-day race, you're also now in a race against the clock, and that was the first time this had been another factor for us to consider.
Sammy? Yes, Sammy! Go, Chad, go! Sam, get out of the way! I'm done, yeah. No, I'm not. Charlie, thank you. Sure? Okay, 10 minutes, make your mind up. Don't make your mind up now. I'm done.
Sandwich for you. Anyone want
Sure?
a sandwich?
You want 10 minutes? You sure? Huh? That's 2 more battles.
Hello? Literally, your text literally came through 5 minutes ago.
What's that?
Your text. It's zero signal. It's broken up. There's zero signal.
You have to medically withdraw.
And you can come on.
Huh?
You can do this.
You sure? You done? What? Up to the pump unit. Alright. Oh, it's fucking painful. You okay?
Yeah, good. On a good way.
What?
On a good way.
Oh, that was hard to be a part of, to be honest.
You're struggling the whole time?
Mate, he was like, I mean, you saw it made the time cap by a blip.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck knows. We were fucking, I had to lose my head at him to fucking get him to move. He tried to stop after the first K.
Really?
I mean, he was battling. So fuck, at least he battled, but fuck, it was infuriating.
How you feeling?
Right. See you in a bit.
Let's go, boy. Keep your head in it.
So I remember coming out of the checkpoint. It's just me now, and I was in dead last. I could see everyone else in front of me. The frustration had gone to anger, back to frustration, and then I think I was just still super angry at that point, and anger was kind of my fuel now just to get going. I was also in a situation where I could make the race as hard as easy as I wanted to, and I knew me moving at a pace that was comfortable would mean that I could make all the checkpoints. But me moving at a pace that was comfortable wasn't going to do myself justice for how I was feeling, and also like the job that I came here to try and do and all the training that I put into it. And so for me it just became a mission on trying to finish as high up that leaderboard as I could and play games with trying to chase people down and see how much I could make it hurt.
Them can't hold me down. Can't hold me down.
Focus 1. Ollie.
So we finished day 5. I remember my first questions to the boys were like, "How's Charlie?" And Alex said he's fine. He's been looked after. He's back at the hotel. Jens and Miles finished the race. We went back to the hotel to see Charlie, and I remember walking into the hotel room, it being very small and Charlie being in bed, and I would just finish day 5, right? And I wasn't now physically in the best shape, and I wanted to make sure that like I could protect him, but also protect the rest of my race. So my first thoughts were, I'm going to go and try and get myself another hotel room. And Alex Merrill came in and said, I've called the race official paramedics. I just want to get him checked over. And my first thoughts were being like, that sounds a bit extreme, like let him kind of sleep it off kind of thing. But he said he's radiating so much heat. So the official paramedics came, checked him over. They said he's at 40 degrees, but they couldn't do anything to him because he wasn't in the race, like on the mountain. He was in his hotel room, and so their insurances or whatever, they couldn't do anything. So he was like, I need to call the paramedics. So then the paramedics came, checked him out. and because of some of the painkillers and stuff that he'd had, in previous days, and I think there was just a little bit of uncertainty on like what the best procedure was. Charlie was quite adamant that he just wanted to stay in the hotel room and sleep it off. They were very adamant that he needed to go to hospital for at least one night, potentially two, as a precaution. He needed to go on a drip. They wanted to do some tests. They were unsure of really what was causing the temperature to be up at 40 degrees. But it was the right thing by everyone for him to go off to hospital. So the night of day 5, we obviously don't have Charlie, which was a bit shit, to be honest, like not having him there. But we were getting burgers, and there was another group of local guys that were in the race that we were talking to, and we'd had some correspondence and communication from the head organisers that there was going to be some changes for day 6. They were going to put on shuttle buses from the town that where we were supposed to start, to a new start point due to the weather. So the conditions had turned again. We'd gone through sun to rain, and now we were getting to very cold, snowy conditions. And where they'd anticipated start of the race was no longer fit for purpose, and they had to move it. So there were some logistical changes and just like a new schedule that we had to come up with. We obviously had our own vehicle. So we went through our usual routine on that morning. Alex drove us to the start line through these long kind of tunnels that you find in the Alps and big mountains, and it was on the side of the road where everyone had pitched up to make a start. And the first bit of that race was just a climb again. And this was again the first time I'd started the race now by myself. Obviously had Miles and Jens there, but for me I was now in the individuals race, and I could go at a pace that suited me.
Okay, we are 6Ks in, stage 6. I'm on the iPhone. Sammy didn't charge the DJI. Boys looking good. It's been an hour of stomping. We've probably got 3.5K to the first checkpoint. We come up to 9Ks. Mountains in the background. Snowy mountains. Stage 6. How many fuckers?
We're free, baby. Tried to keep me in for another night, but they can go fuck themselves. Where's the car?
Just over. I've got the scenery though for this hospital.
Yeah, I know. I took a photo as I got out of the ambulance. It's pretty special.
How are you feeling?
A little bit all over the place, to be honest, but much better than yesterday. Much better than yesterday. Very gutted to not be able to get the job done. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at right now. But looking forward to seeing the boys and supporting them through the last couple of stages and days.
It's been nice seeing the overwhelming support of you.
Yeah, it's actually
Everyone's very proud of you.
Very nice. Still doesn't necessarily make it feel any better, but I appreciate the messages anyway.
You've got to be proud of what you've done so far.
Fucking hell, she's nearly gone into that car. Yes, yeah. It's just not the way you want these things to end, right? Wanted to see the job through to the end. But Ollie nearly killed me, so that's where we're at now. Filming. What's Loza J doing here? What's Lauren doing here?
Chad! Chad! Oh, Chad! Hello, my boy. Come have a picnic with me. How's it, Brett? How are you?
Very good. You? I've got you a real present as well. One of these.
I feel so fucking good.
And when I need them, where'd you put them? There you go. You wanted different shit, didn't you?
Yeah, it's too painful for me to go slow. So I've hit the entire downhill. I was sitting at like 450. Felt great. Milo's doing good. He's in a hole. He's fucking sick, but he's working hard. That a boy.
Is that better? Better than a trek?
Yeah. Oh, a trek you can't swallow.
Yeah.
It's like eating.
Gonna carry another one?
No.
Seeing you makes me feel bad.
Yeah, fucking lifted me up. I was like, is it my wife? Is it my wife? Oh no, it's better. Sorry, Giles.
Been cold or not too bad?
No.
Good.
I fucking love that.
You're in the quicker group today as well. Like she's always on the climb we'll be good.
When we climb,
it's not as big a come down here. No. She's beyond the thing.
Did you like the flow bit?
Yeah, it's sexy. I was taking people. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you would. On the road, I was just like,
I saw you walking for a bit, and I could see you. You were just like one switch bag ahead.
yeah.
Zip off again.
Just give us an update.
Should we move away from this big old crane? So we have just left checkpoint 2, day 6, obviously on the adapted route. They're just past 21k. Unfortunately, in the process of picking Chad up, I think we missed Ollie by 60 seconds. Sam might have even seen him as he poked his head around the corner to see if we could get the van there. But yeah, he was going up the hill as we got there, and he was determined to get things finished, as Ollie always is. And then we rocked up. I actually called Genzo, and he said, I'm just sitting on the other side. And he was there chilling, legs crossed, looking strong. He's absolutely flying, if I'm honest, and it's a great thing to see. He's having to travel a little bit quicker downhill just to save his knees, and him and Milo are stomping uphill together, looking really strong. Milo's digging deep, struggling with fueling just from a stomach and a gastro perspective, I will say it the polite way. But he's digging deep. 14k to go. They have 1,000 meters of climbing up that bad boy, before about 400 meters down. So I think it's about 10k up, 4k down, and a nice little run into the finish. We're back in Austria. But yeah, the boys looking strong.
Yo! Oh, shit all around my face. It's Vicks, not snot. It's Vicks, not snot. Get your words out, son. That was a nice little jog, 5-minute Ks. I'm at 13.8 Ks in. Next checkpoint's 21.5. Cruising. Light work. Okay, I am 28 and a bit Ks in. Almost at the highest point of the day, which will be at 30 Ks. And it's a 5k run into the finish. It's been good so far. I've really enjoyed it. A nice bit of alone time. How beautiful is this lake?
Again, so I remember day 6 thinking to myself, and Jens had been making some jokes about how hard I was going to run it and whether I was going to try and catch the guys up at the front, which was obviously never going to happen. But I remember thinking to myself, like, I want to run this hard. And I remember making light heart of the situation when I got in to the finish line on social media saying I'm back in time for brunch. Felt really strong. I ran very hard and emptied the tank quite a lot. And I think I paid that price a little bit that evening with kind of how I felt. I didn't vocalise it, but I felt a bit spent. But I think that's what we came for.
Hey, remember I told you in the morning that I'm personal trainer for special forces. Yeah. my comrade tagged you on Instagram story and been catch him.
Really?
Never. I think you are famous.
Oh, thank you, bro. If you ever come, let me know, yeah?
DLK Box from Transalpine, Lars Gavin and Jens Robinson.
Natürlich morgens. Das wäre sehr schön. Und ich finde relativ fett und einfach, weil es relativ bergab fast alles Wege.
I hang around in checkpoint 2 because they weren't there. Yeah. So I just took off and I started going. And I could just see loads of people going past me, and I was like, I've just lost the
rhythm.
Yeah, because I was by myself. I was like, I need to fucking get going again. I said to the boys, there's a 58-year-old geezer and his son. He was like running up the hill past me. And I was like, I'll just fucking stay with you guys then. So it was me and this father and son. They eventually got the rhythm back. But it was fucking...
And you just pulsed all the way down?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Nice. My knees feel like glass, bro.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
I bet.
Anyway, another one in the bag. One more to go.
So the evening of day 6, I remember getting into accommodation, and the fever that I'd felt on day 2 kind of felt like it was back. And all the boys had decided they were going to go to a spa, and myself and Miles were in a pretty, I'd say rough situation. I just didn't feel great, so I stayed in. The race for day 7 had been made considerably shorter. It was about 22k down from 35, 36. I remember my initial feeling, and sort of saying this in the accommodation, that like I was quite disappointed. I felt like it was a bit of an anticlimax. I felt like they'd made it easier. That was my initial reaction. But then about 20 minutes later, I was thinking, the whole time, moving us to the start line a couple of days before, you could tell there was a high duty of care by these guys for the athletes taking part, or for the competitors taking part. And also, I know nothing about the mountains and the weather and what could go wrong if they made a mistake.
We're here, we're at the final fucking stage 7. It's been a fucking big 7 days. I've had lots of nice messages overnight, so I'm feeling good for it. 22 Ks. I can't remember how much elevation, but we're going to get into the clouds. It's quite cold. We're starting quite high up, so even though there's not much climbing, we are going to get quite high. And it looks fairly ominous over there. It's cold and miserable, a bit like how I feel.
So I then became at peace with the fact that they've made these changes for the right reasons. At the start line of day 7, again, we're all very beat up, but it was very buoyant. You could tell that this is the final day of the race. The atmosphere was kind of back to day 1, albeit, everyone had been through the wars. But music, buoyant, there was energy. I remember trying to move when the race started and thinking, fuck, I'm pretty toast.
I've been direct from the start pen. Boys are ready, stage 7. We have about 5 minutes to go. Let's get this baby finished.
I didn't mind the snow at all compared to the rain, so I kind of embraced it. It made for the full experience of running through the Alps: sun, wind, snow, rain. But this was the perfect day to finish.
We are 3.7 k's in. As you can see, it's fucking snowy. This is a nice surprise. Bringing out all the stops for the final day. It's been a bit of a hike so far. I think we're hiking up to the first checkpoint at 7.5. I'll try and keep you posted as much as possible.
We love the snow. We love the trail run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love the town.
What's your name?
Thank you.
Hey!
Robert. Yes. This is Robert, who helped Charlie. Thanks, Robert.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Bye-bye.
So good. 10 k's in. 5 more k till checkpoint number 2. 1 more k till halfway. K's to go, baby. I can see the lake.
The first sights of that lake, albeit I was still quite far away from it, was just like, again, pure just like adulation that like I was going to be out of this hell week and it was all going to be over pretty soon. And I just remember running as hard as I could to that finish line. The first thing I thought, I mean, I was quite emotional when I finished. The first thing I actually I felt like I wanted to cry, but there was no tears came out, which is a weird feeling. But there was like a moment I remember taking myself off, just feeling like, thank fuck that's over. Like it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but at the same time, the feeling when you finish it, it's like one of the best feelings in the world. And I guess that's why people chase those moments. I remember just feeling quite emotional.
Fuck yes!
I knew fully what those boys had been through to try and get there, to that finish line, and I knew the feelings I had like 25 minutes or whatever it was prior. I was just so excited to see them. To have Charlie there as well, like he'd given everything to the cause that he could. It was a special moment. I think it just encapsulated everything, the full 9 months that we'd gone through, like all the training runs, all the effort we put in during that week, all the effort Sam, Alex and James had put in that week, all the effort that everyone had kind of contributed to that event. And it's just that personal pursuit of making sure that like when it's all said and done, like when it's finished, be able to look at yourself in the mirror and just knowing that you gave it your all.